Greetings children, welcome to the online classes. This is Aishwarya. Please like and subscribe the channel for the further updates of the videos. The following video is for class 5, subject Environmental Studies or E.V.S, lesson 3, Community part 2. In the previous video you learned what is a community and what are the three different types of community. That was your rural community, urban community and tribal community. You even learned about in details about the rural community. What are the different occupations, what are the different activities that are important in the rural community. Now you're going to learn about urban community. The word urban itself means the city. So urban community means people who live in city or the community people who live in cities. Now people migrate to cities in search of jobs and for better education. Some people come to cities because uh, too many people cannot be dependent on the same field in the villages, so they migrate towards the cities in search of a good job or in search of a better education. I'm sure many of your parents have also migrated from the villages. We are only few people are settled here. There are many people who are migrated from the villages. People in cities are engaged in different occupations. What are the occupations that you can think about the people who are living in cities? Like people work for IT companies, people are doctors, like that. Now, textile industry or the people who work or who make the clothing, that is one occupation in urban community. IT companies, the doctors and the engineers, civil engineers, these are the examples of many other occupations that are occupied in the urban community. There are many other communities like painters or the teachers, the vendors. They are also present in the Yes, they are also present. There are also the different communications taken place in urban communities. It is not that these occupations are not there in villages, but it is very less compared to the cities. In cities, there is lot of scope for all these occupations. Occupations means jobs. It is the work that we do. The teacher's job is the occupation for the teachers. If your father works for a software company or your mother works for a software company, that is their job or that is their occupation. Now here you can see India has nearly 5,000 cities. It has 5,000 cities. There are 27 cities with populations of millions or more. There are so many people living in the cities. Bengaluru, our capital city, is one among them. Here in the picture you can see that I have given some names of some cities. They are almost all the capitals of the states. These states have so many populations. The population has also been mentioned. There are 27 cities with populations of millions of more. Like million people are living in one city. Now, because there are many people living in the cities, like because many people migrate from the villages to the cities, it is creating some problems that are faced in urban areas. The problems are housing problems, traffic jam, pollution in the industrial area, disposal of the garbage, slum areas, water pollution. Housing problem means now everybody who come to the city cannot afford means they cannot pay, they cannot afford a good house or for the money they are able to earn, they cannot afford a good house, a big house which they were living, where the type of house which they were living in the villages. So there is housing problems. So what happens, they start living in a single room, or they just start living with the parents. These are sorry, with the friends. These are one of the problem which is faced by urban areas. Traffic jam. I'm sure each one of you know about these jams, traffic jams in each and every other city in India. The roads are not equipped enough to bear the capacity of so many people in one city. That is why traffic jams become too much. If there are too many vehicles, too many cars, too many two-wheelers, that means it leads to the problem of traffic jam. Then pollution in the industrial area. Now the cities have lot of industries. There are plastic industries or different kinds of chemical industries are present in the cities. What these cities do is, all the industrial waste, the chemicals, the plastic and everything, all the waste from their industries are dumped into the water system. That means the water gets polluted. So, and not only that, the excess unwanted gas is also released into the air, which says that the pollution, there is lot of pollution caused by the industrial area. Pollution is not good for the environment, it is not good for human beings or any other animals. Disposal of garbage. Now if there are millions of people living in cities, now we will generate a lot of garbage in our house. What you do is, you only bother about the garbage, it has to go from your house. You just put it in dump it in a dustbin and keep it outside your house, and the people who have to pick the garbage, they pick it and go. That is what you are worried. But these garbage which are picked from the houses are causing lot of pollution in our environment, because of the use of lot of plastics, plastic bottles. All these uses of plastics is causing lot of pollution in the environment. Slum areas means people who cannot afford a good house or a big house. They start making a small tent and they start living in just one place. Now one family, if they start living in one place, all the relatives or friends of those people start living together. That creates the slum areas. And water pollution, as I told you, all the waste from the industries, the garbage from your house are dumped into the water, which is creating lot of water pollution. Now this picture is of a slum, how the small houses are built, and there are so many people who are living in this slums. They don't have a good drainage system, they don't have proper disposal system, they don't get clean water. All these problems are faced by the slums. These are the industrial waste which is thrown into the water, which is polluting the water. The All the plastic water bottles, the garbage that is dumped into the lakes and rivers is the third picture. Lot of traffic jam. These are the major problems that are faced in the urban communities. So our government has undertaken many programs to solve these problems. As I told you, even in the rural area, they have undertaken many programs to solve the problems in the rural area. Same way, even in the urban communities, there are programs which are to solve the problems. Underground drainage system. These underground drainage system are present to clean the drain. It it is a system which collects all the drains from the each and every other house, and there is a system which which is properly organized for the disposal of the drainage. Supply of pure water. This is very important. Each house requires pure water. Now, here in the picture you can see a source. Source can be anything. It can be a river, a lake or anything. From that source it is taken to a treatment plant. From the treatment plant means the water is purified. It is cleaned and it is purified in the treatment plant. After that it is stored in the storage tank. From the storage tank, it is provided to all the different houses. I'm sure each of your houses also get the supply of drinking water from the government. Well equipped bus and the railway stations. This is also very important for a good city. It should have a good bus station and the railway station. Bus stations and railway stations are the commute for the cities. That means they help the people to go around in the cities. Ring roads in the outskirts of the cities. Ring roads are meant to reduce the traffic problem. To reduce the traffic problems, you can take the ring roads. Ring roads are usually outside the city, so that even if you go a long road, there'll be very less traffic and you can reach the destination sooner. Developing gardens. Lot of gardens and parks are also developed because they are important for us. Next is about the tribal community. Before we step into tribal community, it is the responsibility of every citizen living in the cities to keep the city clean. You can't tell that you are a kid and you are not responsible for keeping the city clean. Even you are responsible for keeping the city clean. It is our city, it is our house, it is our home. We are supposed to keep it clean. We should cooperate with the government to maintain the cleanliness of the city. People should live with cooperation, love and friendship. Very important in any kind of community. So the next community is tribal community. In tribal community means the families living in dense forest or hilly areas are called tribal communities. Now, the living conditions, language, dress, and marriage system of the tribals are very distinct. That means the way they live, or the language they speak, or the dress they wear, or the marriage system they have, it is a little bit different from the other the urban communities and the rural communities. The tribal communities of Karnataka are Soligas of Mysuru district, Koragas of Dakshina Kannada, Jenu Kurubas or Yaravas of Kodagu districts. These three are the tribal communities present in Karnataka. Repeat after me. Soligas of Mysuru district, Koragas of Dakshina Kannada, Jenu Kurubas or and Yaravas of Kodagu district. These are the tribal communities of Karnataka. Occupations of the tribal community. Occupation means what work they do every day. The first is hunting. Hunting is a very old system or a very old occupation. In today's life, we are restricting everybody from hunting because all the wild animals are getting killed in the process of hunting and poaching. So, but still, hunting is one of the occupation of the tribal community. They do the basket making is also, they collect the bamboo from the forest. They are all dependent on the forest, that is why they are called the tribal community. They make the baskets and they sell it in the urban community or in the rural communities. There they go and sell these baskets. Even the our forest has abundant presence of lot of medicinal plants. Now these medicinal plants are very important for many of us. So one of the occupation for the tribal community is collecting the medicinal plants. And honey collection. There is lot of honey bees which make the honey hives in the forest. These also are the important occupations of tribal community. Now, since tribal communities live in forest and hilly areas, they are deprived of health, residency, educational, transport, food and electricity facilities. The government is still trying to provide education, food, house and health facilities to these people in the recent years. Now you all understood that a group of people living together to fulfill their basic needs and to help each other is called community. Now, you also learned about different types of community. I can even tell you about the communities which are not just the rural, urban, or tribal communities, like people who are have the like-minded or interested in the same thing. Now, and all those things will be covered in the next video. Thank you, children. Stay at home, stay safe, and take care of yourself. Stay healthy. Thank you, children.